Now, good afternoon. We are the 22nd of August and we're just heading for 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And just after letting the cattle into this little strip here, they were in that lower bit there, and they were here for 24 hours. I made the last video in here, so that was 24 hours, and then 24 hours below. So yeah, basically I just after putting up a fence here now in front of them, and I'm after leaving in the last front fence from the last area they were in, basically the back fence. So I always put a back fence in. Now, a lot of people might say that you don't need to put the back fence in, that the cattle will always move forward as you move the fence forward. And that is true, but I tend to always use a back fence. There's two reasons why I use the back fence. Well, one, I don't think it's any extra labour, because basically if I wasn't to leave that back fence in, I'd have to take it up now anyhow and then set it up in front of them for the next area they're going to go on to. But the main reason why I put the back fence up is because I suppose the more labour you put into this carry on, I think the better the results. Now, you can put less labour in and the results will still be there, but it might just take that bit longer. Well, the reason why I put this back fence in is because if I just left the new fence there in front and I took down this back fence, they would have this whole area here. Now, I know they're going to be grazing on the green grass for 100% of the time. They won't graze, or they won't come back here and graze this part, but they might come along and sleep there. So they could pick that spot as their favourite sleeping spot. So they'll come down here and they'll graze there all the day long, and they'll bring the fertility from that area there, they'll carry it all the way up here, they'll lie down and sleep there, and they'll get up and they'll manure there. So the reason why I put the back fence in is to keep the fertility on that area. So basically now they have to graze, shite, pee and sleep on that strip there and make new beds, and then when they get up after sleeping, they'll make their dung and they'll go about grazing again. So that's the main reason why I leave the back fence in. Also, they say as well that if you're going to move cattle, you'd want to be moving them at least every 3 days. If you left them in the, say, this whole field here, and there was 3 days grass here, after 3 days you're going to start, or the cattle are going to start coming back to the first bit they grazed and start grazing the regrowth. Now, it said 3 days, but I actually believe that you can find the regrowth immediately, literally the next day. So this here bit has been left for 2 days rest, and we can already see them green shoots coming up now. Now, I would not want them to graze that. If they graze that, now you're taking the power out of the roots and you're relying then on soil fertility to get it growing again, whereas leaving them there, they can now use the sunlight and photosynthesize and start pumping sugars back down into the ground again, which in turn then gets the microbes all excited and they pump the nitrogen into the grass and up she grows. So that's the theory behind it all, and that's the way I operate. So I'm going to leave the back fence in. It has just been left in here now. They're full as ticks. And I'm very pleased with how things are going at the minute. Now, as I said, this place here was left a little bit long. It could have been grazed sooner. You can see it started to go a bit brown on the tips there. There's a short kind of a breed of grass around this area here that doesn't really grow that long. You can see it has been kind of gone yellow to the top. Now, that's a bit of a loss there, to be honest. It should have been grazed sooner, but it's not all like that. As we come down into the rushy parts, the grass is thicker, longer and lusher. So rushy ground can grow good lush green grass. if we manage the rushes right. Keep them topped, keep them battered down, and winter on them. So that's the situation with the cattle for today. As I said, it's the 22nd of August. We're heading into autumn now fairly fast. The trees will start to turn yellow and drop the leaves soon enough. So it's a narrow, tight strip I have here now. We've plenty grass ahead and there's plenty of growth all the time. So that's the situation. So a short video here now. I'll not stay on too long. So that's just me basically saying and explaining why I leave that back fence on. It keeps them tightened. So that's the story. So for now I'll say good luck and goodbye.